Hey folks, this is Tanya and welcome to my podcast, Skill in the Arts. If you listen to podcasts, then you'll know that podcasts are usually an audio version, but I'm going to give you a little video to go with some of my interviews. And so every now and then you'll see a video snippet on TikTok, or you might be able to tune into YouTube, Facebook, all the socials to tap into some of my video interviews. And you're probably asking, well, what is skill in the art? What does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Skill in the art gives me an opportunity to use this platform to connect with people who I feel are special to me. I get to find out what they're passionate about and what they feel that they may be experts in. And so my guest today, I'm ready to get all up in your business, Garrick. So if you're ready, I'm thinking that you needed to be my first interview for my platform because, first of all, I love your energy and your creativity. And so as I was putting this together, I thought, okay, I got to get Garrick. And let me just say that this guy here is known by millions, almost like Jesus. You almost yes, known by a lot of folks. But I wanted my 6 followers to also know Garrick. And he's a father, first of all, first and foremost. He is a barber, a licensed barber. Let's not skimp on that, because that allows you to increase the money. Being a licensed barber. He's an actor, a comedian. He's a writer, director, producer of his own line of funny videos, which is what really catapulted you into the stratosphere, is these funny videos, in my opinion. He's known for his clothing line, his product line, which we'll talk about. And the brother's monetized. And more than anything, all of those things, which are public knowledge, those are good. But I want to talk about the unknowns. So his name is Garrick Dixon. And I want everybody to put their hands together for this brother, because he's doing some amazing things. Wherever you're at in the world, put your hands together for Garrick, mother.
Yeah. I'm first.
Man.
I'm the first. Go ahead.
No. And it was that serious for me. And starting this thing, I said, I got to get Garrick. I got to, and I hate to always put that kind of pressure on you, like, Garrick, I can't do this without you. But I appreciate you for joining me today.
Yeah, I get to break your podcast virginity. So I like to break virgins in. So thank you for all the accolades and all the good stuff you said. You forgot a stripper that goes by the name of Short Stroke.
Okay.
So you forgot that, but nah.
That's important.
I'm here though. We in here.
Let's be clear. That's important. No, but I love you, Garrick, and I thank you for taking your time. People know you as that guy that does the funny barber videos. Yeah. And I mean, what I want to do is just kind of start, as far as giving people an idea of who you are. They see you on the videos, but just giving them a little insight with how you got started and where you're at today and some of the projects you're working on. And but let's go back to your childhood and just kind of how things got started for you, as far as your love for comedy and all that. So wherever you want to start at, I'll just let you have the floor, and you can give us what you want us to have.
Well, I came out of my mother's womb in Maryland back in 1970 something. But no. First of all, thank you for having me on here. It's definitely an honor. Always appreciate you for looking out for me and wanting me to be a part of whatever you're doing. So I want to say that first and foremost, and congratulations on what you're doing. I know this platform is going to grow and grow, especially after these people see me on here. They're going to tune in. But no, no, I started off like I was always that dude that just, you know, what's crazy, Tony? Like I don't really consider myself. Well, sometimes I think I'm funny. I think I just say a lot of stuff of what people think, or I just don't. I don't have a filter on what I say, and I think when people don't have a filter on what they say, we call them funny,
Yeah.
and that's just me. I just never really gave a damn about what people thought about me. Like ever since I was in first grade, they used to say, "You crazy, you crazy," and I was like, "Thank you," and I always like took that as a badge of honor for me saying crazy. Oh, I was gouging you out with this #2 pencil. I'm crazy, but like it was just always in me. And then, you know, most humorous in middle school, high school, started doing comedy in college, played sports, was a bench rider in sports. I tried basketball. I was one of the dudes that was at the end of the bench, got in the game the last 25 seconds. I'm looking at the coach like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And so that was me. So the hoop dreams didn't work. So I was like, let me be funny. And then I started cutting hair when I was in 9th grade. At 13 years old, I was cutting hair because with my older brother, he was cutting his own, so I started cutting my own, which was a bowl cut back in the day. I thought if it was a straight bowl, that was like a fade, but it wasn't. I look back at the pictures. Oh my God, it was terrible. But when you start cutting your own hair, you know, your friends around the neighborhood, Marcus, Kenny, Daryl, Reggie, now you go outside and you say, I'm a barber. And then they let you cut them. It started with Marcus. And then in 9th grade, it just started growing and growing.
Yeah.
9th grade probably had maybe the whole school year 7 clients, maybe. Then 10th grade, you'd move up to about 20. Then 11th grade.
That's a lot of cutting. That's a lot of cutting though for a middle schooler.
Oh no, 9th grade. 9th grade, then 10th grade.
Okay.
And then 11th grade, I probably moved up to about 50. And then about my senior year, I probably had about 70 in rotation.
Were you getting your homework done? Were you getting your homework
done? Get my homework done, trying to get some tail, playing basketball. You know, I had to chase some skirts. So, but I was getting the homework done. I was a C student, so I was working a little bit. I was doing enough just to get by.
Right.
Playing basketball. But I always loved cutting hair. It was just something that, I mean, shoot, like weekends for me, a Saturday was cutting between 20 and 25 heads on a Saturday. That was a typical Saturday. And then during the week, Friday was probably about 12 after school. And then Monday through Thursday, probably average about five. So I was just cutting all the time and just, it was crazy. Like being in that basement, cutting in my parents' basement was when I honed everything because there wasn't no YouTube and other stuff. You know, you just had to learn. I mess somebody up. Dude might try to punch me. I punch him back. We fighting in my parents' basement, and that's it. So it was just the love of cutting hair. Still to this day, it doesn't feel like a job. I just converse with my friends, and they pay me, pretty well. So you said
look around, huh?
Yeah,
look around.
They pay me pretty well. So we just have fun, and then comedy just was one of those things in college. My friend Chuck L. I remember I went back then. My ex-wife, we were boyfriend and girlfriend then, but I went to go meet her father, and then I came back, and my boy Chuck was like, "Yo, what you doing this weekend?" I don't know, what's up. He's like, "Yo, you opening up for Joe Claire?" And this was when Joe Claire was on the host of BET Rap City.
Okay.
So that was big in DC. He was like, "Yo, you got 2 weeks." So I'm practicing jokes, like I always liked comedy because listen to Richard Pryor albums and watch Eddie. So I always liked it. And I would go to some comedy shows every now and then. And then 2 weeks later, I'm on stage opening up for Joe Claire in the room. I mean, and my first time ever was a major show. And I did probably 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, what made you feel like, okay, I'm going to take the stick. I want to go back to the barbering too, but what made you feel like, did you feel like that was something that you always wanted to do, was to be on a comedy stage, or you just was about making some money?
It was Chuck's belief in me. It was Chuck saying that you're the funniest dude I know. I'm doing a comedy show, and I want you to open up for Joe Claire.
Yeah.
Like I had liked comedy, but I never So, like I said, I was most humorous, but I never saw myself as a comic. You know, some people say you should do comedy, but I wasn't really thinking about it. But I did respect the art because
Right.
I would go to some comedy shows sometime and I enjoyed it. And when Chuck was like, "You got 2 weeks," and then now it's like, "Oh shit!" Like, oh, now we got to like now we got to work on the act, and I'm watching Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. I'm studying,
Yeah.
and then like 10 or 12 minutes. A couple of it was good. I had about 3 strong jokes, which was improv. Now, the jokes that I worked on, they were okay. But I remember when the microphone went out and I just started cussing out the DJ. And it was an eruption of laughter where I couldn't hardly hear myself.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's like somebody smoking crack. That first hit, you know, they chase that first high. So it's like, as a comic, you never forget that first laugh. And it's pretty addicting. And then after I got on stage, my man Dave, Kappa Dave, was like, "Yo, man, you signing with us. You signing with us." And then next thing you know, I was at Temple University performing like maybe the next or 2 shows later. So it was like, I was just thrown into it.
Yeah. You know, and I think for myself, because I like to dabble in the arts as well, I didn't have people telling me I should do comedy, but I seen that they was laughing at the dumb stuff I was saying. And I was kind of thinking, you might have something here, you know, and and I think for me, it wasn't so much, you know, like I had a desire to be on stage as a little child. I wanted to,
you did.
I wanted to be in like a child. I wanted to do, you know, the Jeffersons or Sanford and Son and go, you know, go toe to toe with Red Fox or something. That was, I saw myself doing that. But nobody ever said, "Girl, you need to be on stage," you know. But it was my desire. But I can, and probably why I like you so much is because you are a funny guy and you do say those things that people, you know, it's like, oh God, I like what he said, but I'd never say it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You know who you kind of put me in mind of? You didn't want to give your age away, but you said 70s, so you probably know. Benny Hill.
Oh yeah, Benny Hill. Oh yeah.
I remember how he was kind of raunchy.
Yeah,
and me. As a little girl, you know, like, oh shoot, he's nasty, you know. But you in some of them barber videos, you kind of give me them Benny Hill vibes, you know, that new era of Benny Hill.
You know, I'm gonna take that as a compliment because
it's definitely a compliment.
Yeah, because we used to stay up late and watch Benny Hill because they would show breasts on TV, and I was like, whoa, I don't know how they got away with it, but we stayed up late to watch Benny Hill.
I was up too. I was up too. I was like, Some of your funny barber videos kind of put me in mind of some of that raunchiness of the Benny Hill era, you know, and definitely a compliment. You know, I don't know nothing about that man's life, but he captivated audiences. And
only thing we knew is that he had an accent, that he wasn't from America, but he was funny as hell. He was funny.
And he got the ladies.
And he got the ladies. And you know, Benny Hill nowadays will have some Me Too cases. He better be glad he wasn't in the Me Too era, because he will have Me 3, Me 4, Me 5, Me 6, Me 7. Like Benny Hill was that dude.
And you know, and like I said, nothing negative on that. I just it kind of just put me in mind of seeing some of the little skits that he would do and stuff. And you go there. You take it there with some of them skits, and we're gonna talk about that. But so when you started as a young barber, did you have inspiration? Did you have a hairstylist in the family? Or I know you said your brother cut his hair.
No, come to find out, my father, he used to cut hair in high school. So I didn't know until I started cutting hair. He's like, "Oh yeah, I used to do it too." But he was one of the reasons why I started cutting hair too, because I remember one time I was the kid that would get the kitchen haircuts, lay the newspaper down, be in the kitchen, and he'll cut it even all the way around. And one day I was watching Breaking. For you youngsters, it was a movie back in the 80s when they was breakdancing, pop locking, and Ozone and Turbo was like, you know, for us, like they was a jam. And so I wanted my haircut like Turbo, a box. And I told my father, "Yo, hook me up with a box." And he cut my hair, and I looked like a unicorn. So I was like, and you know, black dude looking like a unicorn in the 80s. Everybody teased me. So that was kind of one of the things I was like, you know what, man, maybe I need to start cutting my own hair. But it was just like the crazy thing. I never took it like I loved it, right? But I didn't really embrace it until probably, man, when we started doing the videos, maybe like 2015 or 14 is when I really started embracing it, because for me, I always wanted to be one of the dudes that worked in corporate America. Like I went to college and my father worked on cars. He owned a transmission shop. So we would take the guys, we'd go down Georgetown where all the white men work, and we would drop the cars off there, and I would see these white dudes in suits with the trenches and briefcases. And so I wanted to be that.
Okay.
You know, I was like, I don't know what I just want to be them. Not white, but I want to be a black dude, you know.
Right.
And so I became that. Like I got a job after college, worked in corporate America. I was a suit and tie dude and everything, but I worked in a barbershop on the weekends.
Okay.
And so for me, my father was like, get your barber license, good to fall back or something. But I ain't being no barber, man. I'm a corporate dude and all that stuff. So then when I moved, I quit that and moved to LA to do entertainment and comedy stuff. Then I was like, I fell back on barbering because it was something that I always did, because I used to work in corporate America during the weekend, barber on the weekends. So I was with the white folks during the week. I was drinking Budweiser and drinking Hennessy in the weekend with my black dudes. So it was like the best of both worlds and everything. I got white girls over here, black girls over here, all that stuff. So it was the best. And so I was just like, man, barber, that's just something to do. Just make extra money.
Well, when did you go to school? Since I'm claiming
I went to Morgan State University.
No, I mean, when did you go to barber school? I mean, did you go?
I never went
to an apprentice?
I did an apprenticeship program.
Okay, because I'm telling folks you're official, so I'm trying to validate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I started off in an apprenticeship program. Gotcha. So I went straight at it from cutting on a dorm, my parents' basement dorm to
apprenticeship
barbershop. Okay. Yeah. And so
when you left Maryland, then did you have the intention of being an actor, or was your comedic path the?
I can't, like back then in the dinosaur days, it was way different. It was, you do stand-up comedy, then you get on a sitcom and you become a movie star. Now it's different. You know? But I came out here to LA to do stand-up comedy. I wanted stand-up comedy to take me into acting to be on, sitcom and TV and stuff. And then I came out here, I got a job. I spent like the first 2 months just partying. When I say party, not cocaine. Because out here, I found out that partying means cocaine. You know, you moved to LA 2002. Hey, do you party? Like, yeah, I party. They whip out the coke. I'm like, no. Partying in Maryland mean we dance,
I wasn't even thinking cocaine. That never even crossed my mind.
That's how it was with black folks. But then when white people asking you, and then next thing you know, and I'm a dude from the suburbs, you one of the few black dudes in the club. Do you have some? You have some of that? You have some coke? And I'm like, no, look like I don't have no damn coke. So then I came out and I was first 2 months I was just having fun partying, like no drugs, but having fun. And then, all right, let me work at the barber. Let me see if I can find the barber shop, because I tried a corporate job and I'm glad I didn't get it. And then I went to the barber shop and I started working there, and then cutting celebs and some celebs coming through. And it was just as they say on Flintstones, it was just a gay old time. Yeah.
Careful with your wordplay.
LGBTQPQP. They said it in the Flintstones, so it's documented, But it was just
careful with your wordplay.
Yeah, we just having a good time. Good.
No, but that I don't know. I love to hear stories when people are just kind of following their natural path, and not just doing something because somebody told them this is what you're going to do. This is how you should go. But, just kind of like letting God just lead,
I said it like this time. I was like, real quick. I said, I'm not a scrub in Maryland. I'm in 2002. I'm 27 years old. I'm making $77,000 a year. And back then that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, it was good money. So then I was like, hey man, I'm not a scrub here, I'm not going to be a scrub in LA. And I think if people follow that wherever you are, if you achieve some success or whatever, or people like in your hometown, you'll be the same person when you go to somewhere else.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not going to be a scrub in LA. I'm not dumb. So you know, I'll be good. I'll be good.
You had that. You took that work ethic to
yeah.
California. I think for me, I'd like to know how you started with the videos. When you started doing the videos, was it at that shop that you landed in California, or did you just have some friends that was into doing that already, or how did you get into doing the funny videos?
It wasn't the same shop that I landed in. I was in that shop from 2002 to 2006, and then I went over to the In the Cut where we did the videos. Now it was during the era like 2014 when Vine was out. So
right,
like we're in North Hollywood, California. A lot of people don't. If you're not in California, North Hollywood, especially back then, was where a lot of Black people lived, a lot of Black entertainers. Okay. So a lot of even your big, like Jamie Foxx used to live, Halle Berry used to live in an apartment, Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, all that, they stayed in North Hollywood. Okay. So anyway, so it was a lot of Vine people, King, Bash Jahan, all of them that used to come in our barbershop. So our barbershop, just how we were, people was always like, man, y'all niggas need your own show, y'all funny as hell. I'm sorry, Negroes, right. Ninjas. Some church folks watching, or ninjas. Y'all ninjas, y'all need your own show. So it was cats that we were cutting that's getting a lot of views on Vine. So then one day I was like, yo, man, like that competitiveness too, because even though I was a bench rider, I was still competitive. But it was just like, hey, man, these dudes, they getting views and they making, it wasn't really money back then, it was popularity. And it was like, yo, man, they doing good stuff, man. We need to start doing it. Next thing you know, I was like, yo, man, let's start doing barber videos. And I had already been doing stand-up comedy. So we just started doing it. And it started with one video, and then we just started doing it. We were just having fun. Robert Towson, not the name drop, I used to cut his hair. And one time he told me, he said, you know what y'all have done? Y'all are the kids that made a toy in the neighborhood, and now all of a sudden everybody likes it. And y'all need to learn how to market it or whatever. So we were just, Ty, we just were having fun doing funny videos. Because that's what we did. We cut hair all day. So it was like, let's talk about what we do in a humorous way.
And you were and everybody could relate. Everybody could relate.
And nobody was doing barbershop. Go ahead.
Well, no, my dad used, and I think I mentioned this to you, but you already had a series of videos out. So I'll be like, Garrick, did you think about doing this subject? And you know, it was already in the catalog. But my dad used to always chew gum while I was trying to line his mustache up. And I just thought, this was a tearjerker for me when I'm getting ready to line his mustache up and he would, you know, start chewing and stuff. And I'm like, Dad, you're killing me right now. You know, but that was part of the magic, I think, with your barber videos, was that you guys, you thought of subjects that everybody could relate to.
There's a secret, what you just said, that's the secret of comedy. Relatability is more important than funniness. And everybody always told us, well, it's funny. So we just started doing videos to what we did on a day-to-day basis. I mean, that's all our barbershop videos. It just covers what barbers do on a day-to-day basis in a funny way, and people could relate to it. They caught on, barbers all around were commenting. Next thing you know, people who also been to a barbershop, they liked it as well. So it created a whole culture that you see. Now we like the old man, we the dinosaurs, but it's something that we definitely take pride in.
Now what because I know you've been viewed by millions. So what's your number where you're at right now? I know you.
Oh shoot.
You're on platforms. So largest, what's your YouTube?
Over YouTube, on YouTube it's over 100 million views. I'm thinking with all the platforms, Instagram, Facebook, because Instagram doesn't, YouTube is only, they're the only ones that tell you, but probably, shoot, 750 million, maybe a billion. Like, I mean, I'm talking about, because some people ripped and stole our videos, like, over in, hey, that's our brothers in Africa, but like in Africa, they were still in the videos and watching it and all that stuff. So, and I knew it was big when this dude in Africa I used to cut, he had sent me a thing on WhatsApp. It was like, yo, my group in Africa, they sent me a video, and I'm like, yo, that was my barber in the States. So it's definitely been probably 1 billion. Yeah.
When did you realize that you were as viral, or that you had really started to get, I mean, how long were y'all into it before you realized that
it was, so we started in 2015. I created the My Money Makers. So I think it was 2016 or 17 when I first went to a barber event in DC. That was my first barber event.
It was before that. It had to have been before that, because I met you in 15. And so it was.
So it was after. I mean, like when we did it, because it was, you know, it was a few of us. I didn't know the magnitude of it. But then you got to think, because it was a boat cruise, so it was just a couple of us. But like at the barber event, it was a plethora, because it was in October. So I think it was October 2016.
Okay. Because you was popping before that though, because I met you in 15.
No, because we started in 2015. So it might have been October 2015. I think it was 15 or 16, but then we
so you got started. You was just getting started then when you and I connected?
We probably had probably been doing it 3 to 5 months when you and I connected. But then when probably 3 to 5 months.
Okay, and then let's talk about that. I'm gonna interrupt you here because this is important. This is part of our history. This part of our history. In 2015, I reached out to you because I had an idea, and I wanted to do a barber cruise. Of course, there was hair cruises. There was, you know, cosmetologists and barbers were always doing hair cruises together. But I wanted to do a cruise where it was just barbers from all over the country coming together, and that's how you and I connected. I had seen your videos on probably Instagram, and I liked what I was seeing, and it was just something about you where I just felt like I gotta reach out to this guy. And thankfully you were like, you know, let's go, let's do this. And I mean, that's part of our history, was the barber cruise. And I remember telling you at that time too that I wouldn't do the cruise unless you were on board. And you know, and that's another reason why I owe you so much, because that being able to do that event and really not being in the industry, I didn't know who was who in the barber industry. I didn't know who the goats were and who the newbies were. It didn't matter to me, but I had an idea that I knew would be amazing for us to all unite. And when I reached out to you, you were like, hey, let's do it. Let's work. Unfortunately, there were some others that really could have made this thing a major event, but maybe because I wasn't as rooted in the barber industry, possibly why I didn't really get the support. But it was amazing, I think, because we were able to achieve it and accomplish it, and it was a fun time. I mean, being on a cruise ship, 4 days, it was an amazing time. And
I still remember being on the boat in the ocean.
I'm forever grateful that you you rocked with me on that. And that's you know, kind of leads to where some of the things that you have been able to dabble in. I mean, I got products here.
Yeah.
Oh, can we just segue into the product line? We got the Miracle Oil. Oh, okay. You said not only am I a client, but I'm the only CEO.
It happened to happen too. So go ahead.
No, I have one barber client. I do dreadlocks now. But I have one barber client, and of course he loves this. I have it in my shop for people. I've had a couple people come in and buy them. I'm not a barber that you know you would typically think of. And so I wear my Money Makers shirt. My Money Makers was your brand. You had t-shirts and barber capes. That cape is probably my favorite cape. You know, it holds up in the wash, unlike some others. So my money, I even did a TikTok showing how to fold the cape, and I use my money.
Oh, okay.
The 8-foot long cape.
Yeah.
I love it. And I've always, this is something about branding. You've been a GOAT, I think, when it comes to branding and your products. You know, you have quality products, and that's one of the things that I can attest to when it comes to speaking about Garrick Dixon, is that you take time, you know, and when it comes to your product line.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, anything you put your name on, you know, it has to be some quality. So
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have people out there like Dixon's is some bull, you know, BS. Now I started that in 2019. So what she's showing you is, this is a leave-in conditioner, beard oil, and then beard butter. And she also called
Miracle.
miracle oil for your beard and your scalp. And so it's called Dixon's and you can see the 1737 on the screen, on her screen. It's Dixon's 1737 because I started cutting at 1737 Albert Drive. That's where I started, my parents' basement. So I took it back full circle to it means something. And then on the picture is my family. That's me on the left, my father in the middle, and my brother on the right. And they helped. Yep, me on the left, father in the middle, brother on the right. And they helped me invest in it. You know, I told them my idea. And, you know, a lot of times they say Black folks, we don't support our own, or we don't have a family lineage, but I was blessed to be in a situation where they gave me some money along with my money, and we started the brand. They're not really active. They don't care about it. I mean, I know they care, but it's not their thing. And so they let me go.
Just recently, I seen a post of you and your brother, maybe a year or so ago. You posted. I was like, wait a minute, there's two of them.
Yeah, he was like twins.
You do resemble. Yeah, I was like, hold up now.
Yeah, so
just one brother.
Yeah, just one brother, just he and I. And so yeah, it was something that started in 2019. And I was just like, you know, think of something that people can continue to buy and come back to. And I always wanted to be like, you know how, because we were on the same age, you know how when they go, like for us, they go back old school in the 80s and hair products or movies or whatever, you know, you'll get those memes or whatever. And I want this generation to look back and say, Dixon's is a part of their generation. So it's just something I'm passionate about, making men feel their best, men and women. You know, it's mainly start off men's product, but making them feel good, look good. When you look good, you're happy. So I wanted to do my part.
And this is a unisex product, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can use, like I said, your hair, your skin. You know, some people even use it for their skin. So it's just something that smells good, and a lot of people like it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm down to one haircut. I have a full-time job, so I don't cut hair like I used to. And but you know, we keep Dixon's is on my back bar, and I have the products available, you know, so that people can tap in and maybe one day, once I get settled, you know, I'll maybe do some retail or something. And
oh, absolutely, hell yeah.
I'm not shop that often, so you know, people be like, nobody's ever there, so why should I go buy a product? But you know, one day when I get my life together, maybe I'll
you get a discount.
I'll have Dixon's, you know, and I'm looking for. I like all discounts now. I like all discounts.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let's see. Is there anything we're forgetting? Let's talk about what you got going on these days. I know you've been on Blackish. And my new thing to say is, let's not act like it didn't happen, because I find that a lot of times some of my, you know, people say, oh, you don't have to celebrate me, you don't have to shout me out. No, shout me out, because
right,
we're doing things over here, we're doing things. And so my new thing to say is, let's not act like that didn't just happen. Okay. And so Garrick's got product line, he's had a history of clothing line, you've been in sitcoms, you've done commercials. I've seen your work, you know, and even though I'm in Kansas, I have seen your work, and I'm watching from afar, like, okay, this brother is really doing it, you know. And a lot of times people look at you and they just see the end result. They see, oh, he's getting money, he's getting monetized, so that means he's, you know, he's this and that, but they don't see the work that went into it. They don't see the sleepless nights and the decision and all that stress that goes involved. But you've been on Blackish, you've done commercials. Talk about your experiences that you've had in media, and then we can kind of wrap it up, as far as where you're at right now.
Okay. I mean, I did a show called Heroes. That was my first television experience.
Okay.
In 2005, I think. Like, I had only been in LA for two or three, about 2.5 years. And and it was a show on NBC. It was a new show. It was a big show for NBC. That was my first role. I was actually thrown, like, I auditioned and I got SAG immediately. And I didn't really know how blessed I was because I didn't have any.
That SAG is like certification, or?
Yeah, SAG is like Screen Actors Guild. So so for when you're on TV, like, it's union work and it's called SAG. So I did that. I've been in a plethora of commercials, bath and body. I mean, bath. Golly, Bodman body spray. Nike, Carl Jr. or Hardee's.
Okay.
Ring. Man.
Remember that pest control?
Yeah. Terminex.
Terminex. Terminex, man.
Yeah, Terminex. I've been like I said, Ring, partypoker.com, Best Buy. It's been a bunch of commercials I've been fortunate to be a part of and do some things on TV. Entertainment, I mean, I love it too. It's just like anytime you get the opportunity to, I will say this. I'm in a video with Zayn Malik that's at, I think, 1.9 billion views.
Wow.
On YouTube, and I'm the cop chasing him in the videos, and we got like a little scene together and everything. So
now, who's Zayn? Because I'm not that cultured.
See, you're not, like, when I booked it, I thought they were talking about Little Zayn. Zayn was in One Direction. It was a group, One Direction. They were real big. It's his biggest song to this day. So he broke out, a little young kid from Israel or something like that. Nice looking dude, one of the boy band guys. I was in this video, like I said, that's like 1.9 billion views. So
how'd you hook up?
Say again?
How'd you hook up?
Oh, just audition. I went on the audition and booked it. So it was a blessing, but I had a lot of commercials and all that stuff. And right now I'm currently working on something. I guess I can't speak on it too much, but you'll see it. It's a barber related show that it looks like they got a deal on the table right now.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we shot like 8 episodes. So it's something that you should be seeing either by the end of this year or early next year. Okay.
I'm excited. I'm a fan. I've been a fan before you knew it. And like I said, I was surfing the internet pages and I'm like, this brother, it's funny. And I knew when I reached out to you that I needed your wit and your ability to relate to people, because you just seem like just a down-to-earth guy. Yeah. I mean, you may be a piece of crap in real life. I don't know. No. But you've always showed me love, and you've always been just a decent guy, So that's why I said I took a chance. I what they say? I shot my shot. Yeah. And now we're here. Shooted my shot.
Now we real quick story. I mean, I've always been down. I mean, because I just look at it as we all the same. Some of us just have talents and all that stuff. Some of us are talented in certain things, And for me, it's like nobody's better than anybody. We all eat, sleep, shit, piss, all that stuff. Sorry, Christians. And we all do it together. And then I remember back in 2003, it was 3 or 4, I met Will Smith before the slap. That's why I surprised everybody who met him. But I remember meeting him. I met him through a friend. We were playing paintball. And when we were walking the hill, and my boy Marcus and I like, yo, that's Will, yo, that's Will, Fresh Prince. And my boy Chico introduced, he was like, hey, what's up? Hey, Will, this is my man G, this Will. And then Will was like, hey, man, I'm Will. And I was about to say, man, I know who you are. But I was like, hey, man, what's up? And he was just so down to earth. And he was filming Bad Boys 2 at that time. That's how long ago it was. He was feeling bad, but it's so down to earth. I've been over to his house. I got some jackets from him, some clothes. Jada actually gave it to me. But I remember meeting him, and I was like, this dude is an A-lister and cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll ever be as big as Will Smith, but I know that if he is that big and so down to earth, who the hell are you, Garrick Dixon? You know, who the hell are you? And like I said, it's not like me to be that way anyway. You know, obviously I'm confident, but I don't feel like I'm better than anybody else.
And you gotta be confident. What is it like being that you've been in this video that had, like 1 billion views? You Garrick Dixon.
No, I mean, it looks good from the outside, because don't forget, his fans are young teenage white girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they mainly teenagers. Like my daughters, they were happy. I remember they were reciting. We was doing a talent competition, and my youngest daughter was reciting everything I said in the video word for word. I'm like, wow, she really watches. So it's cool for me. It was cool that the video got more hits than Thriller, because Thriller was something that I watched. And when I was young, I kind of wanted to like be in a music, do that type of stuff, but never really thought of it like that. But just to be in a video with that many views, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of cool. But I mean, people, they not really noticing you and recognize you and all that stuff. Because, I'm not, maybe if I went to a 15-year-old white girl school, hey, that's him. But, yeah.
I remember stopping by your barbershop, and I just wanted to see your reaction when I walked in, because it hadn't been long since the cruise. I don't think it had been very long, but I just wanted to see your reaction when I walked in. And I mean, it was important for me to just, because I was there at another event, but it was important for me to be that close to where you were and not stop by and say hello. And, so I just, if I haven't said it 5 times already, I just, really inspired. And, I see your work, and I know big things are to come. And I was fearful that your number would probably change, and that, wouldn't be able to access you. And I'm like, I text him, he gonna be saying, this girl's bugging me, why don't she go away? But you've always just been really cool with me, and I appreciate that, because it takes every kind, to make us who we are. And you're on the rise, and like I said, I just wanted my 6 followers to see this and just be inspired by the work that you're doing. So
I can get them up to 6. If I can get them up to 16, we did our job.
Man, if we could get 16 on that podcast to view that podcast, that'll be amazing.
All right, I'll help you out. I'll help you with it.
But Garrick, I do appreciate you for taking your time and connecting with me, so I can share, because I get energy, and I get my motivation by what other people are doing too. When I see other people just kind of following their dream, and I don't even know half the stuff that I do. It's not really a dream, but when you get in it, it's like, okay, let me get started and see where this goes. And it just starts to build. And I just love watching people as they build their empire and they build their family situation, so.
It's all about laying one brick at a time.
Yeah.
You don't build a whole wall in one day. You just lay one brick at a time. Next thing you know, you look up, you got a whole wall. And that's what I live my life by. After I get off the phone with you, I got to send out emails for my product. So it's always work.
Yeah. And on that note, I appreciate the time, and don't want to overstay my welcome, but you will be able to see Garrick on, like I said, on my YouTube. I'll put it on my YouTube, or just all the socials that you'll be able to watch video, and anywhere you go to listen to podcasts, you'll be able to hear this. And check out Dixon's. Garrick, tell them where they can find your products or anything that you're working on right now. Let them know where to find your.
All right, you can find the men's hair grooming products on Dixon's, Dixon, Dixons1737.com. Dixons1737.com. Leave-in conditioner, beard butter, beard oil, facial soap, comb, and brushes. Or some people or you can go to Amazon, because some people are like, hey, when you're on Amazon, it's a real business. Okay. So, or you can go on Amazon, just type in Dixon 1737 leave-in conditioner, beard butter, beard oil. You can see it on Amazon. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Garrick Dixon, TheGarrickDixon. And if you want to see some funny videos, go to YouTube. I mean, you can see my Instagram, but go to YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube page, and you're guaranteed to laugh. If you don't laugh, send me a message and I won't reply back. but yeah.
You're gonna see some foolery. You're guaranteed to see some
Benny Hill stuff.
Some Benny Hill-ish type stuff.
Yeah.
But I know it's late, Garrick, and I'm gonna let you get to your work.
Okay.
But let's connect sometime. Hopefully there's something that you and I can do together one of these days. I think it would be great that, and not just saying that to try to build off of your popularity, but you know, I just think that it would be cool to connect with you some way down the road. And there's something to do. But I want to thank you, and I just hope that this moment that we shared together, somebody might look at it and go, "Hey, if he did it, I can do it. If she did it, I can do it." You know, so for me, this is my learning phase. So y'all just bear with me as I'm trying to figure this podcast thing out. But this was a great start, and I knew it would be. You know,
you're gonna be a pro in 5 weeks.
Oh shit! Look, if I can hold out that long, because I don't stick with things like I used to, but I'm gonna do my best. But I appreciate you, and y'all, we're gonna sign off and let Garrick get back to his celebrity life. And look, I'm gonna go fix my thing. But I appreciate it. And yeah, take care, Garrick. Thank you.
Anytime.
Bye.